what all of you were talking about today is the potential of digital media to help in all of our different lives, whether it's personally or professionally or from organizing potential, is that there is such great opportunity there to connect people, to move issues forward, to make change in a way that we never ever had before. You know, when I was at the Anti-Violence Project, I was the executive director there from 96 to 99, and that was, to make myself sound old, really when email was just starting. And after the horrible murder of Matthew Shepard, all through email, this enormous demonstration and march was organized down Fifth Avenue, one of the biggest ones ever in the city. And it was a historic and life-changing moment in a whole lot of ways, obviously, because of what happened, also because of the police's horrible handling of the demonstration. But it was a pivotal moment because 99% of the people who were there that day got there by email. That had never happened before, never. And now you add on to that all of the different things that you can do way beyond that. It's kind of, you know, mind-blowing. We at the council have been able to take the idea of technology and make our work much more efficient. You know, when I became speaker 5 years ago, it dawned on me we had no idea. We had 51 district offices of council members doing work in neighborhoods. And what is more important than what New Yorkers are calling us about, right? Because if you're calling us about something, it's a problem you're having. That's what we should be working on. We had no idea whether what my office was getting called on in Chelsea was the same thing that the council member was getting called about in Bayside. No idea. So we set out and created CouncilStat, which the name is a cheap ripoff on CompStat, absolutely, in the police department. But what we did was we hooked all of the district offices into one computer system. What we learned was that there were still council members who were doing all their constituent work on paper with like files and shoeboxes. Now everyone's on computer. They report in every month. So when I say, as I did in my State of the City speech last month, housing is the #1 issue we get calls about, I know that. And I can tell you by percentage exactly what type of housing calls we're getting calls about. And we then drafted legislation to deal with those exact issues. You can also now in a council office go in and type in Quinn and see if the staff member Quinn, how many open cases do they have? Do they take longer to close a constituent case than another staff member? Why is that? And we can actually bring quality control to this type of work. We'd never have been able to do that, you know, if we hadn't made these great technological advances. We've also tried to use digital media, technology in other ways in the council to try to be broader than just the 51 district offices. About a year ago on World AIDS Day, not this one, the one before, we, as so many people in this room and other places, have recognized that one of the challenges in HIV and AIDS is that people don't think it is as dire a situation as it was before. Part of that is because we've stopped talking about it, because it's not on the cover of the newspaper anymore. And part of that is good, and part of that is problematic. So we launched an effort on the internet called I Talk Because, and it's still on there, where we urged people to put up short videos and answer the question, finish the sentence. I talk about HIV and AIDS because, and whatever your answer was, because of your own situation, because you're worried about your nieces and your nephews, because you're worried about your children, because of the people you've lost, whatever. And we've had, you know, thousands and thousands of people, some average citizens, some celebrities like Wendy Williams and others go on. Hers is really great. Just saying, you should go on there and look at it. And answer this question, and it's helped raise consciousness and spread the word about why we all still have to engage in safe sex practices and be active around this issue. And in 2010, I'm just saying, Mashable.com recognized it as one of the top YouTube campaigns in the world, making a difference on the internet, which was huge for us in the council because we've never really been known as a place that was kind of cutting edge in this area. So that was great. I will also say, just to toot our own horn, we were the first elected official in New York to be on Foursquare, which is very exciting. We had a whole big debate about whether I could become the mayor of City Hall, you know, on Foursquare. We said no. I think we should have said yes. But that's a whole internal debate just for fun, beating the tech mayor to being the mayor of City Hall. But it's really been able to change the way we do work and do business, having greater connection to folks in greater ways through digital media. You know, it's really hard, and I remember when I used to work for Tom Duane, we would say this all the time. It's hard to get press on important local issues when your hometown paper is the New York Times. It's even harder when the New York Times gets rid of the Metro section, but that's another conversation for another day. Digital media has opened up that world. We're no longer, I mean, we love to get good coverage in the New York Times, but we're no longer reliant. We no longer live and die by what the traditional media does for us or with us. And what we also see is what digital media does first causes the traditional media to then cover things and change. So I just want to thank all of you guys for taking time out of your busy personal and professional lives to get more involved with dot429 and in the idea of digital media, because I think it is one of the things that is going to help us finish the work we have to do on LGBT civil rights and human rights in this city, state, and country. It's one of the things that's going to help us in rural districts of New York State, where we don't have the senator's support on marriage, for example. Get a message to a constituent there about how we need them to take the risk and come out as a farmer upstate, so that senator can no longer say he or she doesn't have any LGBT constituents and that nobody will vote against them if they vote the wrong way. Digital media is going to help us do that in a way that traditional media would never. So I want to thank you guys very much for being here, and we look forward to working with you on all kinds of great things and other Mashable winning ideas. So thank you guys very much.